Hey guys, it's Autumn. So, I'm really excited about this week's presentation. I'm going to be talking to you guys about Jiu Jitsu, also known as the gentle art. The actual kanji for it literally means gentle art, which is also the title of my speech. To give you a little bit of background for myself, I've been taking jiu-jitsu off and on for about a year now. I say off and on because there were times that I skipped a good couple of months, so I am still a white belt, and there's more than enough for me to learn, but that's kind of the point that I'm wanting to make with this video. Jiu-jitsu is something that is always changing. It's something that it's not really set in stone. It's something that it's about what works. And in fact, that's a motto at my own gym. It's find what works for you, because quite frankly, there's people of all different body sizes and not all of us can do the same thing. So that's kind of the point of this, is that this is a changing thing. And it's one of the reasons why I want to tell you a little bit about the history of jiu-jitsu and all the different changes that it went through. To start, my first point is going to be about the Samurai Rebellion in 1877, also known as the Satsuma Rebellion. I always mess up on that word. Um, but this rebellion, and if you want to watch the video for yourself, I watched a video on YouTube regarding it. It's called A Brief History and the Evolution of Jiu-Jitsu. It was posted by Karate Shotokan. Don't know why I can say that perfectly fine, but look it up. It's a really interesting video. But it describes the rebellion of the samurai in 1877, and what had happened was Japan was experiencing a time of peace during this time, and that's all well and good, but because of this, the leadership of Japan didn't really see the point in the samurai anymore, so they just kind of told them to disperse. They told them to go out into the crowd, go out into the public, and be a part of the public, which was something completely unheard of. The samurai were closed off to themselves, and they kept all their teachings to themselves. Jiu-jitsu, among other martial arts like judo, for example, were something that were strictly taught by the samurai to younger samurai. It was not open to the public. So this was something a lot of them were uncomfortable with. Not all of them. Some of the younger ones accepted it and went on, but the older ones didn't really like it. So in 1877, they formed a rebellion against the leadership of Japan. And fortunately for them, it did not succeed. They were defeated and were officially once and for all dispersed. But they still didn't really like to teach it to the public. And for that reason, your average citizen didn't learn jiu-jitsu or other arts, but there were people that didn't really care about the rules during that time, just like there are during this time. Criminals are a part of society, and the criminals at the time wanted to learn jiu-jitsu. And it makes sense because they had to be able to defend themselves in a street fight. A lot of them got into street fights with each other, and they needed to be able to defend themselves. So they picked up on jiu-jitsu, and they taught it amongst their ranks. So for this reason, it kind of started having a negative connotation. The public kind of looked down on you if you knew jiu-jitsu at this time. But there was one man that didn't really care about that, and he's kind of the main character in my second point. His name is Kano Jigoro. If you want to learn more about him, just look up Joe Rogan on YouTube. He posted a video called The History of Jiu-Jitsu. And it also mentions the rebellion of 1877. But Kano Jigoro had learned jiu-jitsu from these criminals, and he wanted to kind of remove that negativity from it, because this was something in his mind, it was something beyond the people that knew it. This was something that was bigger than him. It was bigger than these criminals. This was something that everyone needed to learn. He was very passionate about this. So Jigoro learned this, and he started teaching other people. Hopefully people that also didn't really care about the connotations that came with it. Among these people were none other than Matsuyo Maeda. Maeda began studying under Jigoro, the art of Jiu Jitsu, among other men. And then Jigoro did something that I think is fascinating. He basically sent these people out as missionaries. This was almost like a religion to them. He sent them out into the world, into other countries. He told them, go and teach other people what you've learned here. So now this is no longer, it's not just not a criminal thing, but it's not even a Japanese thing anymore. He's saying, I want everyone around the world to learn this. So he sends them out in the world, and Maeda started traveling about in 1904. And in 1914 or 15, around that time, he ends up in Brazil. And he begins teaching the Brazilians, more specifically the Gracies. And this is my final point, and I got this from another YouTube video. It's called Intro to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Part 1, The History by Art of Manliness. And they talk about Gracie's history in this and how he really shaped Jiu-Jitsu. And he really did. He took it and turned it into something for everyone like Jigoro wanted. Because this was a sport that a lot of people could handle, but people who were smaller or had health issues like Gracie did, he couldn't even run up a flight of stairs without getting out of breath. But he kind of made it his own. He shaped it to be his own. He changed the sport, and he's a legend for it now. And now people like me, I'm only 5'2", but I can do it because Gracie changed it so that we could all do it. And that's kind of the point of this video, is that Jiu-Jitsu is for us all. Anyone can do it, big, small, or indifferent.